Hello and welcome. There is a worldwide shortage of AdBlue. What is AdBlue and why does this matter? Indeed, what has this to do with aviation? AdBlue, or blue tech as it's sometimes known, is an additive required by diesel engines. Diesel engines are commonly found in trucks, trains, ships and cars. When diesel fuel combusts, the chemical energy is converted to mechanical power. Ideally, the hydrocarbons oxidize, producing only invisible carbon dioxide and water vapour. If only that were the case. Diesel emissions include pollutants that have adverse health and environmental effects. These pollutants originate from incomplete combustion of fuel and reactions between components under high temperature and pressure. Common pollutants include unburned hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, nitrous oxides and particulate matter known as soot. You have probably seen diesel trucks belching smoke. Automotive engineers have worked hard to produce clean diesel engines. European legislators have decreed progressive standards for new vehicles beginning with Euro 1 in 1992. They decided that nitrous oxide emissions needed reducing significantly with the Euro 6 standard. The introduction of wet diesel particulate filters that require AdBlue was the relatively simple and low-cost way of reducing nitrous oxides venting the tailpipe. In order to pass Euro 6 regulations, AdBlue is used in diesel-powered vehicles. AdBlue is a solution made up of 32% urea and 68% deionized water. At high temperatures, AdBlue hydrolyzes into ammonia, reacting with the nitrous oxides, breaking them down to nitrogen and oxygen. This process is managed by a selective catalytic reduction system. Half of the trucks in Australia are diesel powered and a quarter of all registered vehicles are diesel. Shortage of AdBlue has created supply chain chaos, adding to that caused by COVID and wharf strikes. Stockpiles of urea are running low globally after China has banned exports in a bid to contain fertiliser prices. Prices of AdBlue in recent weeks have soared 150% or more. In December 2021, the Australian federal government struck a deal with fertiliser manufacturer Injected to start producing urea in Australia. Injected was preparing to shut its factory next year, but will instead be receiving $29 million from taxpayers to keep it open. Without the move, Australia's existing supplies of AdBlue were expected to run out by the middle of January. A shipment of 5,000 tonnes from Indonesia, expected in January, is set to bolster Australia's dwindling urea stockpile. That is 1 week's supply. 80% of our urea comes from China, Marcus Kermont of consulting firm TMX Global told ABC Radio. The biggest issue we face here is if we don't have AdBlue and trucks can't deliver things like fuel, this will create a major squeeze. I think the challenge we see at the moment is I don't think anyone actually knows how much we have left, which in its own right is a major concern at the moment, he said. On December the 10th, the federal government said there were currently more than 15 million litres of AdBlue on hand, equivalent to almost 5 weeks of demand. There has been a global squeeze in terms of shipping capacity in the last 12 months, which has compounded the problem. China produces 43% of world production of urea but consumes 40% itself. The Middle East produces 13% of world supply and Europe about 11%. India produces 13% but consumes 20%. More than 90% of world industrial production of urea is destined for use as a nitrogen release fertiliser. Urea is a colourless, odourless, highly soluble, non-toxic chemical Our bodies use it in many processes, most notably nitrogen excretion. Our livers produce it by combining two ammonia molecules with a carbon dioxide molecule in the urea cycle. Isn't it amazing that our bodies do this at body temperature? Inzitec Pivot manufactures granular urea in Brisbane. It is the only plant of its type in Australia. Natural gas, atmospheric nitrogen and water react together at high temperature and pressure to produce ammonia and carbon dioxide. These gases react to produce molten urea. In Australia, from our abundant natural gas, we manufacture 850,000 tonnes of ammonia annually at Urea Pilbara fertilisers. This supplies our domestic market as well as Korea, Indonesia and other Southeast Asian markets. Australians are known for exporting raw ingredients and importing finished product. A 2005 project by Dampier-Nitrogen didn't proceed, taken on by Dyno Nobel without progress. A 2018 project by the Perdaman Group utilising Woodside gas is still in development. It is expected to produce 2 million tonnes of urea a year. I do wonder why, instead of using urea that breaks down into ammonia, why don't we just use ammonia instead? Solutions of 5 to 10% of ammonia are found in most households where they are used as a household cleaner. Comment if you know the answer. What has AdBlue shortages to do with aviation? Not many aircraft have diesel engines. What aircraft do need is fuel delivered to them by trucks. Passenger planes need linen, food and drinks, and waste trucked away. The fire tenders at airports are diesel powered. We must realise that in this world we are all reliant on each other. Someone gets a cough in China and somewhere else someone catches a cold or COVID. Thank you for watching.